I will say, you know, Furia is a team that kind of felt like they lost their identity a little bit. You know, so much of it felt like it was structured around Art being aggressive. But when you've got Yuri firing on all cylinders, who needs Art? This man could be an aggressive component for this Furia roster. This is very encouraging signs to see out of a Furia that, yeah, maybe have hit some instability, but now that they're in the Americas, now they're in these RMRs, I mean, they're showing a lot of conviction already.
Oh no, Molotov right to himself, but it's kxgo over there to pick up 2 big frags, make it 3. The MP9 spray master, kxgo. Things about that elige lineup, to be honest, from the Brax at the very least, that apparently they were one of the best practicing teams, but didn't translate through to officials. Probably a lot of pressure, all of that stuff comes with the elige brand. Maybe this is where they can make their names once again, but kxgo's already got a big name. Cello is just adding to the legend.
Wow, I mean, Furia just look so solid at the start of this game.
Meanwhile, though, Nouns doesn't feel like they have any map control. Marky's trying to go find some more space back in apartments where he will be uncontested, but what is the trade-off going to be? Fallen maintaining a very aggressive angle. It's something he used to be famous for, but not able to get the shot off right now, and George is punished only to be traded by Yuri twice over. Yuri maintains his fire.
Yuri 11-0. And it feels like every time Nouns feel like they can take an inch, there's Yuri there to greet them with a swift punch in the face.
Molotov over to Yuri, trying to force him out. Is a little bit late to spread in, but Marky still punishes. Now kxgo found as well. He's expecting the short push to maybe come through, but instead it's the verticality that catches him off. That's a danger of Marky.
Those are massive entries there from Marky. That second shot, look, I mean, there's nothing you can really fault on the player. Junior burning to a crisp, but finally finds a bit of space inside of the smoke.
Oh my god,
I don't know how he's alive.
Just completely slims himself between the bullets. 2 more inches on the waistband and he would have been gone. Art, however, still looking to compete inside this round. They've got so much money from earlier on, and Art wants to just continue to punish Carson. Now, not able to find the first. Art just walks in with a triple kill.
That's the explosive nature of Art. Crept himself out of the apartments.
It's to be forced off. They're not going to concede for free. And that's exactly what Nouns has in mind now. Cello will have the cover of a Molotov, one that Carson cannot go through. Carson won't even be given a chance, though. It will be just the flame to take him out. Art continues to fight, but not completely committing. Waiting for George to push forward. I don't think he realized how close George was. Might have expected him to back off. But even so, rotations have come through. Reinforcements are here in the form of Fallen, and Art doesn't need reinforcements. Good for another frag made to the feet of CJ. And Fallen just closing the distance. The AWP isn't the weapon you want over here, but if he just hit that shot through the smoke, timing would have been favored for them. 1 more smoke that's left and immediately deployed back towards CT. They need to find some ground. If they just sit in the back of the bomb site, this is going to be primed up for a good nade from kxgo to do some serious damage.
The big thing will be the timing here for Yuri. He's slowed things down dramatically over towards Banana, and his teammates are taking fights and trying to keep them locked in. Junior, lovely shot into Fallen. But kxgo actually trailing and wanting to go in for that trade, it's just not going to be allowed. Furia are instead moving to contain them. Nouns have to stay within this bomb site. Furia have conceded the round. Finally, Nouns break through with a bomb plant. They'll break through with a round as well, but there should be, and there will be, no survivors from the North Americans. He's across the board. It's Galil's instead here for Nouns, and so that one-shot headshot isn't as much of a factor.
Carson accelerates, good for 1, but can't make it 2. Cello's there on the trade. He doesn't feel afraid of the flames. Marky as well. Definitely the main man for Nouns, not just now. It feels like he has been for about 6 months or so, but Fallen is here to watch out for him. Another missed shot, but Yuri's done the same. Yuri catches him on the fade back in, and his position is known, but he just keeps...
Furia.
15-1. 15-1, and now he goes to 16 when he's got 8 HP left, just swings out wide, takes CJ down.
They are flying with very limited information, and Nouns are hoping to reset and put more pressure back onto the A side.
Fallen's played this angle before. He has to be careful to not just get pre-fired down. In the meanwhile, though, actually ends up hitting the shot this time over and will be assisting with a nade down short. Yuri's going to keep himself alive behind that smoke, but what's the plan coming out from Carson? He wants to close the distance, but he's gone to the flames. kxgo not even needing to lift a finger to take him down. And already Nouns have lost 2 players before they can even think about breaching the bomb site. This crossfire is looking impossible to get past. Fallen's coming off long. Yuri takes first contact. George is low, and now this is where Kesarato needs to get involved. But even there, Fallen keeps it going. Very nice stuff from him.
The unwavering
Bracket sign, but to be this close, he is found out. Marky, good kill to get, but is he ready for the second? Will it matter? Art is able to adjust. CJ had the advantage, but can't make use of it. And this is where Art is still playing with these smokes. The Brazilians cannot be defeated when they are given cover like they are.
I mean, still a 3-on-3, but they've got so much presence. Kesarato, that's a big fight to have lost out on. George able to adjust his spray in time. That was the bomb. A very isolated fight, but Carson just can't link back up with this play over towards A. Cello trapped behind that smoke. But now they'll have a second prong to retake with, but Cello goes spamming, and they spam right back. Man advantage here for Nouns, and a clutch for Art to try and pull through.
Art's got a Molotov. He can force Marky out of position over here and then push him forward. Now, Marky's smoke could counter that one out, so you shouldn't be too worried about it. But the problem is George is low. He's taking first contact. I love that. Now, Fallen smoked off, goes past it.
Wow.
He just doesn't care. He knows Yuri is here. Right, so he's unfazed about the possibility of missing, and this time he doesn't miss, even able to get away to safety. Yuri gives him that cover fire, and a Molotov down at Brackle holding it down, and he's not going to expose himself to Carson. Time is running low. There's only 30 seconds left. And Nouns simply cannot breach. They're running out of numbers. They've got 2 Molotovs, and they need to be perfectly placed. Kesarato, no smokes present, but he can just play mini pit instead. He's so comfortable with this crossfire that's being built up. Yuri's still alive as well. Cello good for the first, traded out, but that's where Kesarato excels. Yuri's still alive. They need to know this. They have to know this. But Junior reveals his position and reveals his ignorance as well. 10-2, Furia looking unstoppable.
Yeah.
The plan is simple for Furia. 2 Molotovs to the back of the bomb site, full execute out to B, and Carson has to interrupt and disrupt, but no, he's just been taken down through the smoke. George is going to be able to frag out quickly with a double kill.
I mean, that's exactly what you want out of George. You lose your first player through the smoke, and before Furia could even get past the opening of B, just getting their heads ripped clean.
And I do really like the setup that they still have maintained on the A site. Now listen, Yuri does have a smoke. If he wants to rotate back, this could be a full A hit, but Art is alone and they know it. They've only heard a single pair of footsteps, and an easy, clean shot will deal with him. Now it's a 2-on-2 on the B side. Smoke has been deployed. George at the back of the bomb site is waiting for the bomb plot to come in, but no, he takes contact first. He's setting up for a push through the smoke from Junior. CJ is giving them footsteps so that they don't think that there's a second player inside that very smoke. They're being so worried, and contact is made. Junior and George finish it off. Mr. Umami coming in with a triple. Though they've got 3 MP9s, and that money will be important, but you also have to be worried about... Actually, there are 4 MP9s. I'm bad at counting. This is a little bit risky, though, when you consider you are setting yourself up for a bonus round where you've got a lot of SMGs, so... Not quite sure if I approve of this purchase, but the good thing is they're gone. Kesarato right behind him will trade, and what a flash it was, but it will not matter. CJ not peeking up fast enough, Fallen given the chance to recover, and Marky can't do the same. A 3-on-2 now, as Nouns are going to be forced to stay back and potentially forever hold their peace.
Yeah, I mean, they get caught, even though they had that flash side. Nouns may have won the pistol, the follow-up. But here on their bonus against the rifles, they will concede. And Furia have broken through.
Terrorists win.
With emphatic fashion. I mean, they played such a solid CT side. Not much you could really fault in their setups or the way they played.
Oh
But
my god!
what is...
He doesn't have a head anymore!
That's one hell of a lineup there from Art, but he is punished for trying to move past those smokes. CJ had the elevated angle on short side. But here's that wrap that's exposed. Cello heard the steps over towards long, so he knows that CJ was nearby, and I think CJ may have just spotted Cello compromising this spawn position. Carson has to be very worried, but George locking things down over towards Banana. They try running through this smoke down at the bottom of B, and George has feasted upon their remains. Furia get outdone by George on B.
Got and lost inside it, and George takes full advantage of that with a great triple kill round. Now listen, the AWP is still here, and we need to see some impact from it. It's a big investment. And it's not being used the same way as Fallen was, where you've got rifles are traded out. Cello moves past, but the nade will be giving away his position. There's two more behind him, so that Molotov is actually getting quite a bit of value. Marky getting ready, but forced to fall back. CJ, second molly, needs to be deployed very soon. Does go forward, will be interrupting Yuri's pathway. Wants to get aggressive, wants to find a frag, but no one's giving him the opportunity. Going into the smoke, threatening a push forward, but CJ's completely routed him out. Still traded out is Fallen though, rather by Fallen. And Marky, alive and pit, drops the bomb. Time's now suddenly ticking down a little bit further. 2 versus 4. kxgo and Yuri, generally the players you want to see, but Marky is not giving them anything to work with. A nade to the smoke as well. kxgo disrupted. Marky is playing this perfectly, and George is now here to assist. 1v4. kxgo needs to suss out the Mexican in pit. Marky found out, taken down. But that's given space to Carson to come into play from apartments and finish off that round. Very comfortable from Nouns when you see Marky and how swiftly he makes these decisions from pit.
I mean, towards an A play, because Nouns have 3 set up on B.
Does feel like the B bomb site push just looks impossible at this stage. So much utility still left as well. Junior's got a smoke. Won't be deploying it. First skill goes outwards. George still alive. Molotov finishes off a new box as well, and CJ right through the smoke. Can have some easy pickings. These players are still incredibly low, very weak, and there's no reason for George to peek. He knows it. Junior coming forward, and Nouns looking quite good in dealing with the anti-eco. Marky's flank now finally activated.
4A here for Nouns.
CJ is once again boosted. Oh, the peak is not going to come with the flashbang. He's relying on the flame pillar. Good only for one though, and in the meanwhile, Junior good for another. He doesn't realize there's been a crossover to Coffin. If the CTs are planning on retaking this, they're about to be given a rude awakening, but in fact, kxgo was pushed all the way forward. I don't know if he realizes how sneaky he was.
Yeah, the good news is that because that smoke's been down for so long, this should be something that is accounted for here for Nouns. A 3-on-3, and they have a belt of utility available for this retake. No Molotovs, though. kxgo taking first duel inside of construction, and Fallen right there to try and plug up that gap. But the fact that they're down that extra man, Fallen doesn't want to leave cello in a compromised position. He's spotted. They know that they've got Fallen locked in, and Marky will be his undoing. A 1-on-3 here for cello, and he's fighting out in the open. He wants this face, but the smoke that will meet and greet him in the face. cello, a lovely spray transfer for a second, but Nouns have it. They'll succeed on the retake, and they'll keep this run going.
And that's been used. Actually, sorry, they did have a double Molotov. Fallen's got one as well. But even so, executing here won't be easy.
Tried to throw a bit of a fake, but Nouns have not bit down. George trying to play ahead of the smoke, and kxgo gets floored. There's no one spacing quite quick enough to go for that trade, and Carson went overlooked. George even taking that through the smoke in CT. Furia not able to scale properly onto this bomb site. Have to deal with Carson, but Junior, in fact, finds another one on the spam. That CT smoke has proven to be their undoing, but Art going in for that plant. cello there to cover. This is still recoverable here for Furia.
Junior's holding down the right line, but he might need to get a flick if cello is the first one making contact. Art's afraid. He knows he can't really push forward, but at the same time, the numbers advantage is too much to deal with. Art falls and Nouns on 9. I have no idea how kxgo is the first man going through a smoke of slip-on. We've seen so many half-buy banana peels from teams. This can't be one of them. George waiting, position perfect, good for one, not the second. Great damage across 2 different players, but is it going to be picked up on? The Deck 9s and the Hero AK can still be incredibly deadly, but look at this rotation. Right back to the B-bomb site, that's the plan. Remember, Nouns has been quick to vacate. They've been very comfortable going for these retake style plays, but now that Carson's got that information, maybe not so quick. If they smoke CT, Junior's Molotov should be able to stop Furia long enough, unless the timing is off by a lot. And he's even holding down the angle already. Junior's been given space because Furia can't pull the trigger fast enough. Junior, however, can. Molotov not deployed. He's stuck around the corner. Will not be able to hit that second shot, but the nade is good. Keeps them away, stops them from planting a while longer. Fallen had to be the man to cross over, and as he does do so, will be able to plant the bomb. kScerato has an AK. He needs to show up right now. Needs to come up big with the multi-frag. His teammates are locked in. kScerato located, and now he's being given the chance. Good for 2 already. A 2-on-2 back into it. Yuri's giving him the assist, and kScerato now just needs to find Marky. That's all that separates them. Yuri on the AWP flashed up as well. This is going to be troublesome. He's swinging around. Right in the corner he goes, and it's a nick of time as Marky almost had the defuse. If the flash had just gone a little way further, could have been a different story.
I mean, that is... But Nouns look to actually throw a lot of presence their direction. They have Junior on this AWP that they want to try and set up.
So far, they haven't really been contending the mouth of Banana as much. Carson just seems to be the man who they send forward as a lamb to be sacrificed. Junior, this would be the time to start hitting some nutty shots, as the kids call it. George around the corner, shadow spotted, ducking into certain death, and Junior still right behind. kScerato's been left to lurk. It does feel like Nouns is losing control, and it feels like they're losing this map as well. Marky low, tagged up, located, and Yuri is taken down. Maybe Marky's got it in him, but when he misses that shot, it's all gone. Junior is in an impossible retake.
For that angle, I saw the player lingering down bottom B. That'll be kScerato to try and link up late. But there's no kit. One recovered now, but he basically has to run it straight into this bomb site and hope Furia miss every single shot on him. That smoke is going to last for far too long for him to actually get in. And it does look like Furia will finally be able to close a convincing CT side start from Furia. But even if there were some shakes towards the end, there will be no upset in their opening round.
It does feel like